So then each one of us will give an account of himself to God. That's Romans chapter 14, verse 12. That's why I've learned to just ignore nonsense. Unless saying something serves a purpose, just remain silent. The most effective words are sometimes never spoken. Let the character of the person support the words they speak. Live your life and speak your words in a way that never requires you to defend either of those things. I have a Facebook page, and these scriptures are pretty random, so it has nothing to do with what happened the other day on Facebook to me. I have a Facebook page, and anybody that knows anything about me knows I'm pro-life. I am pro-life. There's nothing more sacred than the sanctity of life to me. And so a lot of my posts reflect that. I'm Christian, so a lot of my posts reflect that. I post this every day on my Facebook page, scripture, followed by thoughts about what I feel about it. So I'm pretty much an open book, and I'm a public page, so anybody can go on there and look me up. They don't have to be friends with me. They don't have to even know me. They can just pop on there and read what they want, see what they want. Because of that, sometimes I come into contact with the people that I find pretty sad and pretty confused, borderline sick, because they hate God so much, and they hate pro-life. They hate all that because they don't have God. A lot of times they hate everything that's good. Everything that's in the Bible is just kryptonite to them. So a lot of times, it used to happen a lot, but now it's kind of settled down. But the other day I had somebody on my page come on and just start on one of my pro-life posts, and I don't post ignorant things about how evil it is not to be pro-life. I just post positive things about life and about the sanctity of that. So I had somebody on my page come on and post a bunch of derogatory stuff about, and this person has done this many times before, and I've just overlooked it in the past. I've blocked this person before, and I like my page to be a page where nobody's blocked ever. But a friend of mine who is actually going to team up with me on this podcast told me it's okay to block evil. And so I started thinking about that more. So, but this person came on my page again. They come on my page every couple months and do this. Started, all kinds of horrible, pretty much one text, but it was pretty long and pretty much against what I had posted, which I don't mind that, but this person does it to be ignorant and does it to be mean. So I just kept deleting it. And 5 minutes later, it'd be back up. And I just deleted it. I never contacted the person. I know the person. I never contacted the person. I never commented on the post. I just deleted it because that's what I do. So, and it'd wait about 10 minutes, it'd be back up. So I just kept doing that. And then it got to the point where I wasn't going to be around my phone, so I couldn't I couldn't control my page anymore. I couldn't, do that. So I decided I was going to post a thing on my Facebook page explaining that there's somebody on here. It happens every once in a while. They've done it in the past. And I said, it doesn't do any good to block them, because what they do is they've come up with 6 or 7 different Facebook pages that they just switch to a different page and just do it. And I block that page. They make them another one, and they just keep continuing to do that. So somebody on one of my friends contacted me and said, you can make it so that only friends can comment on your post. They can still, everybody, it'll still be public, but only friends can comment on it. So I did that, and I took that post down because I had no reason for it to be there anymore, because this person couldn't do that anymore. So my wife contacted me and said this person had put something on their page blasting me by name and telling people that I'm a bully and that I'm a coward and all, just all kinds of just ridiculous statements. And she asked me, she goes, you need to put that thing back up on your page. I was like, no, I said, I'm just ignoring it. And I did. I just totally ignored it. He tagged me on it and so that everybody would be able to see it. And I just removed the tag and I blocked the person from I just wound up blocking the person so that I wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. I did everything I could to try to accommodate the person, but it wasn't going to work. So I had to wind up blocking that person. And, the reason why I'm telling that story is because when you're a Christian and you stand up for what you believe in and you are vocal about it, the flip side of that's gonna do their best to attack that. Evil always attacks good. It just always attacks good, and they're gonna try their best to make you stoop to that level and become evil. In a case like that, I could have came back and said all kinds of stuff. This person has lied about me before and tried to get me fired from jobs before by spewing lies, and I just let that all go because good always is victorious over evil. It never loses. It may seem to lose at different times, but it never loses. So now I'm at peace. I posted stuff today. Nobody's messed with it. Nobody. I don't have to deal with it. But when things like that happen to you, sometimes, like I said, the silence is the best answer. You just because when you don't respond to anything, you shouldn't have to. The character of the person is reflected in what they say and do. So, if they're doing that, that's reflecting them. They're bitter. I think about the people that do that don't have God in their life. They don't have Jesus in their life. They don't have that. So right off the bat, they're miserable. I can tell an atheist a mile away. I can tell somebody that does not have God in their life a mile away. It's so obvious to me. It's so easy to see. And then when you're 20 years old and you're an atheist and you don't believe in God, that's easier because you got your whole life. You're 20 years old, you think you're never going to die, so you never have to cash in on that. You feel like you got all the time in the world. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to you don't have to go to church. You don't have to answer to anything you do. You just keep doing what you want, and there's no repercussions. There's no reason to not do it, you think. But when you close your eyes and open your eyes and you're 50, 60 years old, then all of a sudden things change. And how sad it must be to be an atheist and think that when you die, it's just over. That's it. There's no being welcome. There's no standing at the gates of heaven looking in and seeing all your relatives and your friends that passed before you waiting to welcome you there. There's none of that. There's no golden streets and there's no beautiful angels. You just die and that's it. You're put in the ground and that's it. You're done. Your life is over and everything that you did in your life is done. There's no rewards in heaven. There's no hell to go to. There's nothing. There's just nothing. How depressing is that? As you get older, like for me, I turned 61 last January, and I'm not afraid to die. I'm actually looking forward to it. Not that I want to go tomorrow. I have a lot left to do here, but I'm not the least bit scared of it. I'm not the least bit scared of it because I know what's waiting for me. And the people that, as they get older, I think the more angry they get because they realize their lives, is getting older. This person that did that to me is, over 50 years old now. And he's realizing that, wow, what have I gained in life? I have a house, I have a car, I have a job. That's it. For me, I have so much more, and the best for me is yet to come. And it's just joyful time for me. And the older they get, the more miserable they get, and the more they try to get other people to feel miserable because of that, because they want misery. They want that. They want you to be unhappy. They want you to be as unhappy as them. Misery loves company, and that's so true. I have, people that know me know I have problems with all kinds of people, and I oftentimes find myself in my faith issues, with faith issues, going, man, why? All I do is try to be as good as I can and try to be the best person I can get, and all these other people that don't believe and that they wind up having everything. Well, they might have everything here on earth, but I tell people that when I get really mad at people like that, I'm like, I hope you enjoy your time here, because you're not going to enjoy what comes after this. And I really do believe that. I think that, like Billy Graham said, senior, he said, we're just passing through here. This is not my home. I'm just passing through here. And I really do feel that way, and I believe that with all my heart. And so, the verse that I had read, each one of us will give account of himself. You'll be standing in front of God, and you'll have to tell God. You'll have to answer the questions of why you did what you did, why you stood behind what you stood behind, why you backed what you backed, and he'll I'm sure he'll have some questions to ask too. He'll want to know. He'll want answers for that, and you'll have to give answers. And that's that's just that could be scary for some people. For me, I'm ready. I could go tonight, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. And I don't really feel like he'll have that many questions for me, because the things that I've done in my life that I am most ashamed of, I've already asked forgiveness and got forgiven for those things. So they're gone. And every day that you get up, before you go to sleep at night, think about your day and think about what you did in your day. And if you need to ask forgiveness for something, ask forgiveness. Just say, hey, I did this and I shouldn't have done that. Please forgive me. And then the next day, get up and try not to do that. So, it's just that simple. And so, getting into heaven is not as hard as it seems to be, but you can't do it as an atheist. You can't do it if you don't ask forgiveness for the things that you've done. So that's pretty much the point of this. These will get better as I get more and more used to talking into a phone. So I'm used to being able to interact with people, and hopefully maybe one of these days I can do live ones if I wind up getting. I don't do these for any other reason. If one person reads them, I'm great. I feel great. I always end everything I do, everything I write, I always end it with, if Jesus said it, I believe it. All will be well. May God help you to trust in the faith you have in him. Learn to forgive as he forgives and love as he loves. May you find his peace on the path he has placed you on. Prayers for this country, this world, and the sanctity of life. And I pray that something good happens to you today. And that's my prayer for you all. I end it with a prayer for this country and for all the people in this country. And it's the prayer of St. Michael, the Archangel, the Commander-in-Chief of God's heavenly army. Defend us in our daily battles. Be our protection against the wickedness and the snares of Satan. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray, and do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all evil spirits who prowl throughout this world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. God bless you all, and I hope that you get something out of these things. I really enjoy doing them, and I'm planning on continuing to do these. So God bless you all.